Hi everybody, welcome back. Last video we finished off with stage 50 of our classic 1966 Batmobile build from Fanhome. So we're going to continue on, and then this episode we got stage 51. This looks like the trunk of the Batmobile that hides the Bat computer. Stage 52 looks like some fender wells. I don't know if it's the front or back. And then we're getting into finally the electronics. See here. Looks like a battery box and a switch. And then 54 looks like a speaker right here, and the battery box cover looks like. And then 55, some wiring, and our first control board. Got some capacitors on there, or whatever you want to call them. And then on the back side, it's looks like a hub for multiple different wiring. And then this looks like a remote control you put together. Well, they got buttons like on the gray rubber housing, and then another little control board right there. Okay, so let me grab the first issue and we'll get started. Okay, issue 51, season 2, 51. This is the episode where Penguin, looks like Penguin becomes mayor. All right, then we go through, looking at a recap of great Batman comics. Okay, and we get into our issue. I was wrong, that's not the rear trunk, that's the rear floor pan. And what we're going to do is get our rear of our vehicle, and all we have to do is just set it in place here. This fits runway, and now we're going to install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. Okay, what I'm going to do is get everything started, just so that I know it's lined up. You'll know it's started. You start feeling tension as you go down, but I'm not going to go down all the way. Just start, and once I feel that first bit of resistance, and I'm going to move on like that one. So it's not going in. Now I caught it right there. Had to wiggle it around a bit. And we were going to get that one started. Okay, here's the last one that we're going to get started. Then I'm going to go around and tighten everything up. Okay. And the last one is down here. Just be careful. You're going into metal into metal. And what you're essentially doing is you're creating the screw threads, the nut threads, as you're screwing it in. So if it feels like it's getting too hard or too tight, remove the screw, like blow out the shavings, and then put it back. Okay, now we are going to install those muffler pieces from last issue. They have the exhaust pipes right here. You know how I hate flipping this thing over and stuff, but I just wanted to kind of like show you guys if I can. So those pipes we installed, yeah, so it just slides this on and it gets installed here to the floor pan, just like that. And then we'll screw them down, and I'll be right back with that completed task. Okay, so I gotta move this around better so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so it's a pretty simple proposition. We just line up the exhaust pipes / resonators, and then we just install it. Be careful. You're transitioning back to plastic, metal into plastic. So don't overdo it, because you just got done doing metal into metal. So just kind of like know what you're doing. Take one thing at a time. Don't rush like I've been known to do. So here, you just got to kind of go slow, and then see where it lines up. Have your screw ready to go. Helps out. And that's all for this stage. Last thing I got to do, you don't need to see it, is just finish feeding my fuel lines through the chassis there and have it ready, because I think if it's going to be the same thing as the 1970 Dodge Charger, they use the battery box as the fuel tank. Okay. All right. So that's it for this one. Let me set up episode stage 52. All right. Welcome back. I got that fuel line routed underneath the chassis. Okay. And now we're up to stage season 2, episode 52. We're continuing on with Penguin as mayor of Gotham. Nice little story there. Got a little memorabilia if you had some back then. That'd be cool. And continuing on, great Batman comic recaps. Did I tell you about the Batman encyclopedias Fanhome is selling? It's just amazing how much knowledge there is on Batman alone. Okay, and yes, we were right. So we're going to install the left and right rear wheel wells. Seems pretty simple enough. Straightforward. This is another one of those things. It's like this stage, it's got this really easy task. I mean, you could combine this with other stages and shorten it up. Don't really need to what's the word? Like expand it, or because think about it, just these two pieces is the same cost as like this stage, and this stage is the same cost as this stage, so there's some economics there involved with that, and the subscription part of it that I guess makes it profitable for them, but makes it, somewhat of a tedious or unnecessary to us, the consumer. Because like this can be combined with another stage, and maybe the cost will be overall lower. So that's pretty much it. This is super simple. Just got left and right wheel wells. Super simple. that one going in a little cockeyed, so I had to back it out and realign it. You know, some of these plastic pieces are way harder than others. And I noticed, like, with some, you just turn it a little bit and you strip it out. And then others, it almost feels like it's going into metal. See, like that? You know, it won't let me go any further. But some, you just got to be careful. Some plastics, it's like, do a little extra turn and boom, you stripped it out. It's like, oh my gosh. All right, so that's all for stage 52. Hello, welcome back. We're up to stage 53, which means we're up to season 2, episode 53, and looks like Mr. Freeze is in this episode. That's one thing I noticed, you know, even as a kid, in the early 70s, like how Art Deco, like Batman was, like the bright colors and stuff like that. Just kind of weird. I don't know if that's Art Deco or not, but it was definitely different than anything else. Okay, we're off to Great Batman Comics. This is a little preview of in this episode, this stage, this magazine. Okay, and this one, our car parts are the battery box and the on-off switch. And once again, it's pretty straightforward, easy, simple. I'm not gonna untie these until later. Let's see here. I don't think there is really a right way to install it. I just know that it goes right here. And that gets installed with some CM screws. CM, the M means it's machine screws. So they have this thinner, tighter threads. And then the CP, they're the coarser threads where it's like self-tapping. Okay, just snug this up here, tighten that up. Okay, next up, I'm going to be using those CP screws here in a second. Okay, the battery box, it's facing down. And it looks like they have the black wire here in this left corner and the red wire here on the right side. So just to secure that with the 4 screws, you can see these threads are wider and more spaced apart. That means it's going to be cutting into the plastic you're installing it. And you want to be gentle. You could easily overdo it, like I said before. And then if you strip these out, you could try and go to an oversize and re-tap the screw. Or you could do like I do, I throw some glue down in that hole, insert the screw, but then you're never going to remove the screw again. It's like a permanent fix. So that is that, all right? Now these tabs sticking out, I wonder if that's how it's supposed to be, or if they're supposed to be bent down. Could have been a rushed job during the assembly, the making of this part. Let me take a quick look here. You see, those little prongs aren't sticking out anywhere. I'm just gonna leave it because I don't want to bend this down and break them off and then ruin the thing. So we'll just leave it. All right, that's episode 53. Okay, we are back. I took a little break to go get a nice, delicious cup of coffee. So we're up to stage 54. And it's a continuation with Mr. Freeze. It says here, I caught my eye. He traps Batman and Robin in giant ice cream cones to await their icy death. You know, I heard something real briefly, this Batman series is supposed to be geared towards the older teenagers, but I guess they found it too nerdy or too whatever, and I think it appealed more towards little kids, which I loved it as a kid, 5 years old or whatever, watching it. Okay, can continue on with the magazine here. It looks something like this. Great Batman comics from the past and maybe the future. And this is, again, another super simple stage. We just got to install the speaker, which is right here. Let's go on this side. We got the speaker, the battery box cover, the bracket to hold the speaker. Let's pick this up, put it this way. So you can see right here. Hello. All right. So we got the speaker and it's showing the wires going to the rear of the engine. You have a little opening cut out right here. So just make sure that the wires face that away. And then we have our bracket right here. And the bracket's identical here, nothing special. And it just goes on like so. And we need to install it with a couple of CM screws, and that is it for this stage. And I'll put the battery, you don't need to see that, I'll put the battery box cover on. Or I'll just leave it off because if I leave it off I might lose it, but I'll put it away. But until I get the batteries in there, so what's the point, right? Okay, right back with stage 55. Hello everybody, welcome back. We are at stage 55, corresponding to season 2, episode 55. He meets the Joker again, played by Cesar Romero. You can see that if you look real closely, you can see Cesar Romero's mustache under the white makeup. That's funny. I mean, your mustache will grow back, sir. But whatever. This is the episode where Joker can skeletize your body and I guess make skeleton keys. I really don't remember this episode. Seems interesting enough. Okay, going through the magazine, we look at Great Batman comics. Going through. All right, and now my car parts. We have the PCB and a couple cables. Be careful when holding these. Don't touch anything. You might have static electricity. Just hold the sides like this. Let's see here. That is going to get installed right here. It looks like it goes this way, where the opening of these connectors, there's the opening, and according to the picture, all those openings are facing the rear. So let's just kind of like follow the picture.
I'm leaving now.
So we got the PCB. I wonder what that stands for. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Is that the primary control board? Let's install this. Another little tip here. You don't want to screw this down so hard that you crack your little computer board here, the green part I'm talking about. You do not want to crack that. So I'm going to watch, and once the screw bottoms out, then I'm going to stop tightening it. It's kind of hard with my little camera mount above my head to see what I'm doing here. We're getting them everything started. So as soon as it touches, I stop tightening it. Be careful. Okay, so now we're going to start installing whatever wires we can. On this model, compared to other ones, they put a label on here for you guys. You see that? This one's marked L. And this is the beacon cable. Now you have two sides. You have a male end and a female end. This is obviously the female end. So we're going to install the male end. And L it's right there in the middle. Give me a second. I think I locked my cat in the door in the room over there. Okay, so that guy gets installed. That's the beacon light. Next up, it wants us to take the on-off switch. We are going to unscrew this now. And we're going to kind of like bend it and mold it to where we need to go. Undo the curves in here. And that gets installed in slot A. Which is right there. Because all of this will be hidden by the actual the cab components. Is this? Yeah, the pictures don't do this justice all the time. This thing is loose. I gotta tighten it down somewhere. It's still loose. But I'm afraid to strip it out, you know? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So there's that. Next up, they want you to install the speaker which is going into C. So we got C right here, the second one down. Let's take the kink out of these. Right there. And then the last thing, which I skipped over, was the headlight cable. And this is D. So let's untie this, straighten it out as best we can. Got all these kinks and stuff in here. Alright, so I got the headlight cable as straight as I could get it. Here it branches. I guess you got left and right. We'll probably have to disassemble it from here later, you know, to have workability, continuing the model in the front. And this goes into slot D, which is the bottom left here. All right, and that's all for this stage. Let me just kind of move this out of the way here, and we'll get started on the next stage. Hello, welcome back. We are on stage 56, and that closed out that month's. I forgot what month it was, or what package this is. I think it's package 10. And I'll do an unboxing of the next one here in a second. I'll probably close out this video and then start a new one. Okay, but in the meantime, here is episode 56, season 2, The Joker's Provokers. Going through this week's magazine here. This episode's magazine, old Batman comics. And our car parts. Yes, we have a remote control. I did not get the battery for it. There's a little battery holder, one of those round ones. But maybe in a future issue, they're going to send me the battery. So it's pretty simple. We're taking the battery, we're putting the... what do they call this piece? The buttons, just a button pad. Remote control top, bottom, battery tray, remote control PCB, and the remote control buttons. So we'll call it a button pad. It's one of them rubber thingies. Push that on here. Get that down in there. Make sure the hole goes through the hole. That's your little guide right there. Or the hole goes through the post. Then we are going to take this piece and insert it over here, and it's supposed to lock into place. Never to be opened again. And then we just got to install the battery tray. I can always put a battery in later. I'm not going to operate anything right now. So it just goes in like this. Or like this. Yeah, that looks right. And locks in. To take the tray out, you pull that tab. See, this tab is bendy. And you slide it out. And that's that. Alrighty. That's not very good. Oh. Hey guys, did you catch what I did wrong? Apparently these things can be opened. Just be very careful. Get a small flathead screwdriver and pry it out. I forgot to install the PCB. You can see back here, it's spring loaded. Got these spring components. That's where your battery is going to go into. And then you have these pads where the input of the buttons touch to make the remote do, or the car do what the remote tells it. Okay, so then also it has a guide hole. Fits over the same guide holes before. Now, once and for all, and finally, we install the back plate, snap that in. So now, when I press the buttons don't fall through. Okay, we have a good tension here, good springing action. Looks like we got on, off, louder, volume controls, a key button, a horn. Looks like maybe this button connects to Wi-Fi. This turns on the lights, headlights. You have a directional control, which I don't know what's for. And this guy right here, kind of looks like a brake, drum brake symbol. And then it looks like a shoe in the center, so maybe that turns on the backlights. These turns on the sirens. And these the headlights. Okay, we'll see in the future. And our battery box tray. All right, so I'm going to close out this video, start another one with our next stage. Our next video preview is going to look like this. So we have stage 60. Looks like the back computer stuff. I'll put these in order, of course. 62. Don't know what that is. 59. More back computer stuff, it looks like. 58. More wires. More cables. The next 61 looks like the gas tank. And the next stage, starting off the next video, is more cables. All right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you later.